We actually met Paul Stanley on a plane. He was sitting in the front and I went up to him. I was like, Paul, hey, it's really a pleasure to meet you. We're opening up for you across seas. And he goes, oh, really? What's your band name? And I was all, Five Finger Death Punch. And he just went, all the good names were taken. Sorry, fuck, man.
Naja, es hätte ja durchaus noch schlimmer kommen können, wenn man mal die ganzen Metal-Klischee-Wörter nimmt. Zum Beispiel Steel Sword, Battle, Blood, Hammer, bla.
Oder Circus.
Well, besides the music, you guys have many passions. For example, you are not just a fan of horror movies, you actually act in horror movies. How did that come together?
Character actor. Well, the first one, Bled, that I was in was a good friend of his, Scully, and he had sent me out the script and whatnot. And it was awesome. I mean, it was just a great experience, you know, it's like you get to step outside of yourself and just be this creature, you know. And then The Devil's Carnival, that just is something that fell in my lap. The guy approached me about it. And it's a musical, but it's like a satanic musical, so it's really cool. I'm looking forward to doing more shit like that. So if anybody out there is scripting anything, you need a monster, I'm your guy.
You're even more busy. You run your own sport endorsement company.
To me, it's more like a bucket list. Actually, some of these things I don't even know sometimes why I'm doing it. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Let's fly a fighter jet, turn them upside down. Let's see how far I can push it before I puke. Oh yeah, let's do that. Good idea. So it's kind of like just a drive that I guess I grew up in a country where the oppression kind of got to me when like, okay, now I have to do every fucking thing I can get to. So it's like just a drive that I have to do these things.
And how did you make your way to the States?
You know, like
he ran.
You trying to outrun the bullets, man. You just you do a zigzag and you hopefully don't get hit.
You know, that's something I've always been really impressed by. Is, you know, when he came over to America, he didn't know any English whatsoever. He kind of taught himself as he went, and he lived in New York for a matter of years, and then decided that he wasn't happy there, and he wanted sunlight. Yep. Weird. Mm-hmm. And then moved out to LA, and you know, I think it's really an impressive story, man, for sure.
I'm a nomad. I move every couple of years from city to city, you know.
This summer you're going to play with Kiss. Excited?
Yeah, isn't that cool? That's on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's fantastic. We actually met Paul Stanley on a plane. He was sitting in the front and I went up to him. I was like, Paul, hey, it's really a pleasure to meet you. We're opening up for you across seas. And he goes, oh, really? What's your band name? And I was all, Five Finger Death Punch. And he just went, all the good names were taken. Sorry, fuck, man. Give me a break. But it was cool, man. It was an experience I'll never forget.
There's a program. You put it. You know, you push a button. It gives 4 random words, and that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty cool. But I'm really looking forward to it. Chris, our bass player, and Jason, the other guitar player,
huge Kiss
fanatic
fans.
Kiss fans. They've got the tattoos.
In the scene, there are many discussions about the recording ethos. Like Pro Tools, yes or no, or old school, or live, or whatever. So I guess your sound is more modern. How do you work in the studio?
I hate the studio.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It drives me crazy, man.
We have angry
the monotony of it. Yeah, everybody wonders why I'm so angry on the tracks. It's because I fucking hate the studio.
I mean,
so, I live for that 1 hour a day that I get to be on stage. That's when I really get to open my chest and let the monster out, relate with the fans. You know, that's my love. These guys love being in the studio, and I don't understand why, but I'm thankful they do.
You put him in a little box, you know what I mean? And it's immediately like, it's like prison, I don't want to be in here.
Horrible. It's like a coffin with a microphone attached to it.
We all like the live shows, but for us, the rest of the band, it's really fun to, you know, create the music. We have Pro Tools studios, and the reason it's really easy this way, because I write a song, send it over to Jeremy, the drummer, drums it up, like just a demo, send it back, what you think. Send it over to Jason, other guitarist. He either put a solo, sometimes he changes parts on it, and sends back the files. So we can look who did what happened. This way, it's the songs being developed. And even the last minute before we release an album, you can still change it.
A lot of people don't understand, too, that the way I get the material is exactly how you hear it. So these guys don't send it to me until they're like pretty much 90% sure that everything's in place. So when I have the song, it's the last of my worries. I don't have to worry about the solo or the rhythm or anything like that, which is a great way to work for me. I really dig it.
Well, unfortunately, the scene had a great loss. Jeff Hanneman died.
I know.
Did you know him personally?
No, I never met him personally. I know Carrie, but it was a huge loss, and it happened the day of the Golden God Awards in the States. So if there's any positive to it, at least he passed on at a time where there were hundreds of musicians gathered in the same place, so we could all, remember him for what he's done to music. I mean, Hell Awaits was one of my first albums of all time, so I'm a huge Slayer fan, man, and yeah, rest in peace, brother, we'll see you there.
Falls euch dieses Video gefallen hat, dann liked es und teilt es. Jeden Dienstag und Freitag gibt es Nachschub. Unsere heutige Frage an euch lautet: Wie gefällt euch der Bandname Five Finger Death Punch? Falls ihr Shirts, Kapuzenjacken, CDs, Patches und Flaggen von Five Finger Death Punch haben wollt, die gibt es natürlich bei EMP. Klickt einfach auf den Link unten in der Beschreibung. Bis zum nächsten Mal, sagen Markus und Jan.